Before the actual implementation of Node.js REST API with Postgres, we need to have the database ready either on our local machine or in the cloud. So we are not going to install on the cloud yet. So with available tools, we are going to install Postgres on our local machine. So with Postgres on our local machine, it is easy it is easy to develop the Node.js REST API and test the whole flow end to end. So let's get started. So there are some tools available. So the first tool that we need to install is Postgres. So we need to download the Postgres. I have already included this link in the description. You can check it out. So go to this website and go to the downloads page. In the downloads page, click this postgres.app. So there are few options to download and run this Postgres, and this is one of the options. So we have to download this postgres.app and we need to install and click that initialize button. So that way you can run the whole Postgres server and local database on your local machine. So, and also there are some graphical clients. There are two graphical clients right now. One is PostgreSQL 2 and another is PEVN 4. So you can use either of those to connect to Postgres and query the tables and look at the tables. You can create tables. It's a graphical user interfaces. So here is the download button. You can just download it. Once downloaded, you can actually see Postgres, and you can move that to applications. If it is Windows, you can just install the Postgres directly. And once it installed, click on it. Once you click on it, the Postgres SQL 15, it's opened, and click on that initialize. When you click on that initialize, the whole database is running. As you can see, it is running on port 5432. And there are 3 databases called Bachina, Postgres, and Template 1. So this is how you start or stop the Postgres server on your local machine. So there are some commands that you can run to configure the path so that you can run the command line tools. So this step is completely optional. So it's up to you to run it or not. So let's see. Let's run this. Let's give it a password. Okay, now it is configured. The path is configured so that you can use these command line tools. So let's go ahead and install one of the graphical user interface called PEVN 4. So once you go to their website, there are so many options that you can download. So one of the option is DMG package. When you click on the DMG package, it will be downloaded to your machine so that you can install it. And there are other options as well, container option as well. You can just run the Docker container. And once opened, this is how it looks. This is how you create a server, and you can give name, the server, and the connection strings, the port and all, so that you can connect to one of the databases. Once the database is connected, this is how it looks. You can see the schemas. You can actually right click and create the tables, and this is how you can create the table on the, and this is the another graphical user interface called PostgreSQL 2. So this is a multi-file query editor, and also you can do a lot of things with this app. So once downloaded, you can move this to applications if you are using Mac. So once done, you can open it. Once opened, this is how it looks. So when you click on the new server button, that is where you have to configure the new server. And also, you remember there is a Postgres app that you downloaded in the first step, if you initialize and if you start that Postgres SQL, and once you have this PostgreSQL 2 already running, it's automatically connected to that Postgres instance. You don't have to configure separately. So that is what it is. I mean, that is what going on right now. So as soon as the Postgres SQL is running at the background, so the PostgreSQL 2 automatically connects to that particular instance, and we can see all the databases. Okay, let's do some queries to get used to it, and make sure your Postgres app is running in the background so that we can query through pgadmin4. So this is how we register the server. You can just give any name. I'm just going to give some random name. And also, since we are connecting to localhost on our local machine, so we need to give localhost, and also the username is Bachina. So let's open this. When you open this, you can see a lot of databases here, and let's delete this. As you can see, we have a to-dos database. Let's delete it. So you can delete or you can create databases from pgadmin tool directly. This is how you delete it. Let's create one more database. You can give any database name and you can give the comment if you want to. So under the database, there are some schemas. Schema is nothing but a namespace. So you can give schemas, or if you want to create any tables, it will go under public. So let's create a namespace called to-dos. And under that namespace, you can see procedures, sequences, tables, lot of stuff. And let's open a query tool so that we can add a table. You can also directly add a table with graphical user interface, but it's easier for you to run the queries instead of adding every column. So now when you run it, it will be successfully created, but the table will, if you do not give any schema with the table, it will be created under public. It doesn't matter whether we refresh. So if you go to the public and the tables, so the table is created under public schema. So let's copy this and give a namespace before table name. And now this table will be created under to-do schema. Now let's see. Yes, here the table is created now with schema. And we can query the table. Since it's created, we can query the table now. So we don't have any data yet. Yep. Now the table is present. So we don't have any data yet. Let's do some CRUD operations. The first is insert statement. So with insert statement, we can just insert the data into the table. Make sure you have the columns and make sure you have the values correct. If you do not, for example, if you have 5 columns, if you give only 4 values, you will get an error. So make sure you do that right. Now we have inserted one row. Let's change something here and insert another row. So the 2 rows are inserted right now. If you query, you will get 2 rows. So in this way, you can create the data into the table, and this is very useful for you when you are in the development phase. Let's update. Yep, now update is successful. Now query again. We have 2 records, and also the row 1 is updated with name and description. Let's delete the, yep, even the delete is operation also good. Now we have seen how to query all the database, query the table, and you can insert the data, and you can even see. We can even generate graphical user interface or graphical charts based on the columns. So for example, if I select x-axis ID and the y-axis ID, if I generate a bar chart, this is how it looks. So in this way, you can do a lot more in this pgadmin 4 installed on your local machine. So for example, if you are running end-to-end Node.js REST API like this, you don't have to test with test data. You don't have to put JSONs. You can just directly connect to the database, and you can do all the database related development on your local machine without connecting to any cloud or without connecting to any database that is running on the servers. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.